Oh hello, today I'm talking about a traditional British food that you may have not come across where you live, because I know a lot of my subscribers are not English and some of them aren't even English speaking, so they might have a bit of trouble with this video. Anyway, it's about, did I just mention Cornish Pasty? That's it. I'll just show you what it looks like. I've cooked it. You can eat it from cold if you want. And you're going to watch me eating it, but I won't be eating all of it. It's too big for me. Anyway, in the southeast of England and the rest of England, not including the southwest, this is about the only original Cornish pasty you can buy that's actually made in Cornwall, and it's ginsters. I'll just tell you the meat in it. The meat is beef. Oh no, beef fat and beef. And it's got swede, which in America is called rutabaga. It's got swede, onion. Sorry about this, not prepared. I'm surprised it hasn't got potato. Yes, it has. That's the main ingredient, yeah. And wheat. Obviously this pocket, I'm going to call it a pocket, is made out of a pastry. So it's only got beef, potato, beef and swede in it, and onion. I think that's the main components. But I'm going to do a little bit of reading. It's all from Wikipedia, so you can just look it up if you want. I'm going to start by cutting it in half, so you can see the steam coming out. That's quite attractive, doesn't it? But it's very big. Right, where's my knife? I have to eat with this now. We've got no sharp knives. They're all like butter knives, because he keeps breaking things, including cutlery. Alright. Alright. Cut it in half. And there. It's got quite a lot of filling in it. You can see the slices of potato. There's plenty of meat. I think they mainly use ground beef. Yeah, sometimes they use chunks of beef. I think the original one may have had mutton in, but we'll find that out in a minute. So the company's ginsters, and they provide the whole country, and it including the West Country, I think, with their pork pies that are actually made in Cornwall. Pork pies. So, pasty. Have I been calling it pork pie? I'm going to make a video on pork pies, I think. Now this is a Cornish pasty. And don't worry, I've eaten them before. I know what they're like. It's really nice. It's savoury. Yum. You can have a bit of brown sauce on it if you want. I don't think ketchup would go well on it. No, I haven't eaten yet today, so I'm eating quickly. Yeah, you can eat it straight out of the packet cold, but I don't think it would be very nice. Thumbs up from me. The Ginsters. I'm not being paid, don't worry. I'm saying that to YouTube, by the way. Alright, the Cornish Pasty is regarded as the national dish of Cornwall. The Cornish Pasty, which so admirably... Oh, this was written in the 60s, wasn't it? 1860s. Yes, the term Cornish Pasty has been in use since at least the early 1860s, and this was written in the 1860s, this bit that I'm reading now. The Cornish Pasty, which so admirably comprises a dinner in itself, meat, potatoes and other good things, well cooked and made up into so portable a form, was a subject of much admiration and reminded me of the old coaching days when I secured a pasty at Bodmin, I think that's Devon, in order to take it home to my cook, that it might be dissected and serve as a pattern for Cornish pasties in quite another part of the country. So this man was going to take one home, let his cook dissect it and then recreate it. Someone else wrote in 1861 that Cornish pasties are very popular with the working classes in this neighbourhood. What neighbourhood was that? Well, it was in Cornwall, I think. And have lately been successfully introduced into some parts of Devonshire. Yeah. They are made of small pieces of beef and thin slices of potato, highly peppered and enclosed in wrappers of paste or pastry. That's what they meant then. Alright, I'll just do it a little bit more. Obviously these were taken to what you call the New World, like USA, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, because a lot of Cornish people emigrated to those countries in the 19th century, possibly even the 18th century. I think they mainly worked as miners. Or fishermen, I don't know. Yeah, my ancestry on my father's paternal side originates in Cornwall, and the earliest ancestor I can trace, because it's on a family tree, is called Obadiah. Obadiah, that's a biblical name, I think it was a prophet. And anyway, Obadiah left Cornwall, forgot now which part, and he travelled to Sussex in the late 17th century. So he was a direct ancestor. Alright, carry on with some more reading. It says, by the late 19th century, national cookery schools began to teach their pupils to create their own version of a Cornish pasty that was smaller and was to be eaten as an economical savoury nibble for polite middle-class Victorians. On 20th of July 2011, after a 9-year campaign by the Cornish Pasty Association, the trade organisation of about 50 pasty makers based in Cornwall, the name Cornish Pasty was awarded Protected Geographical Indication (PGI) status by the European Commission. According to the PGI status, a Cornish pasty should be shaped like a D, a capital D, and crimped on one side, not on the top. Its ingredients should include beef, swede, but in Cornwall they call swede turnip, potato and onion with a light seasoning of salt and pepper, keeping a chunky texture. The pastry should be golden and retain its shape when cooked and cooled. The PGI status also means that Cornish pasties must be prepared in Cornwall. They do not have to be baked in Cornwall, nor do the ingredients have to come from the county, though the CPA, forgot now who they are, though the CPA notes that there are strong links between pasty production and local suppliers of the ingredients. Packaging for pasties that conform to the requirements includes an authentication stamp, the use of which is policed by the CPA. I'm going to see if that wrapper has got an authentication stamp on it. Probably has. Alright, let's have a look. Oh, it's got lots of stamps. Yeah, genuine Cornish pasty, geographic origin, de protection. Is that French or Italian? Yeah, it's got stamps, as you can see there. And nothing on the front, but it has got the stamp, which is that one. Sorry, this is boring. That one, and that one. Yeah. I'll do some more talking. My mum lives in the county of Dorset, which is classed as the southwest, but really it's like in the south, going towards the southwest. But they have a very good, I don't know if it's still there, in one of the high streets there. She lives by the coast, by the way. Well, one of the shops in the high street, in one of the high streets, has a lovely Cornish pasty shop. It sold genuine Cornish pasties and other types of pasties and slices, which are like a bit like a Cornish pasty, except they're flat and rectangular sized. And you can get all sorts of fillings. Obviously they're not genuine Cornish pasties because you can get things like mushroom and blue cheese or chicken curry, whatever you wanted you could get basically. Well, they do really good pasties. I think they're still there. And I went to Cornwall with my mum on a coach trip about 10 years ago, something like that. And we had this massive Cornish pasty. It was about double the size of this one. And it was the best pasty I've ever eaten. If you're British and you've not eaten Cornish pasty before, definitely try Ginsters, because it's really tasty and it's authentic. Anything more interesting about Cornish pasties? producers outside Cornwall objected to the PGI award, with one saying, "EU bureaucrats could go to hell." He was angry. And another that it was protectionism for some big pasty companies to churn out a pastiche of the real iconic product. Major UK supermarkets, Asda and Morrison's, both stated they would be affected by the change, as did nationwide bakery chain Greggs, though Greggs was one of 7 companies allowed to continue to use the name Cornish Pasty during a 3-year transitional period, which probably ended now. Alright. The recipe for a Cornish pasty, as defined by its protected status, includes diced or minced beef, onion, potato and swede in rough chunks, along with some light peppery seasoning. The cut of beef used is generally skirt steak, swede and sometimes called turnip in Cornwall, but the recipe requires use of actual swede, not turnip. Pasty ingredients are usually seasoned with salt and pepper, depending on individual taste. The use of carrot in a traditional Cornish pasty is frowned upon, though it does appear regularly in recipes. The type of pastry used is not defined, as long as it is golden in colour and will not crack during the cooking or cooling. And although modern pasties almost always use a short crust pastry, there is a humorous belief that the pastry on a good pasty should be strong enough to withstand a drop down a mine shaft, and indeed the barley flour that was usually used does make a hard, dense pasty. Alright. Talks about variations, which I'm not really interested in. It says pork and apple pasties are readily available in shops throughout Cornwall and Devon, and you can get sweet ones with ingredients such as apple and fig or chocolate and banana, which are common in some areas of Cornwall. Right, a part savoury, part sweet pasty was eaten by miners in the 19th century in the copper mines on Paris Mountain, Anglesey. I don't even know where that is. That's Wales, isn't it? The technician who did the research and discovered the recipe claimed that the recipe was probably taken to Anglesey by Cornish miners travelling to the area looking for work. No 2-course pasties are commercially produced in Cornwall today, but are usually the product of amateur cooks. They are, however, commercially available in the British supermarket chain Morrison's under the name of Tin Miner Pasty. Yeah, because they used to, I don't know when, but the miners used to take a pasty, I don't know how common it was, or when it actually happened, but they would take a pasty that the wife had obviously made, half of it containing a sweet filling like jam, and half of it containing a savoury filling like the one that I'm eating now. So they had they ate the savoury one part first, and then the jam one for like afters or dessert, whatever you want to call it. Very nice. Yeah, they're taking the pasty. The Cornish are taking the pasty to all the countries they've emigrated to. But I'm sure there's areas like in the USA, such a large country. I think a lot of the early Cornish went to Virginia. I think, I'm not sure. I don't want to bore people too much. There's a lot of information on pasty. This is interesting. The Mexican state of Hidalgo, probably saying it wrong, and the twin silver mining cities of Pachuca, or is that Pachuca, and Real del Monte have notable Cornish influences from the Cornish miners who settled... Oh, where is it? Oh, it's page 20. Oh, can you believe that? Oh, who settled there, but when, I don't know. Oh, that's a shame, isn't it? So it looks like the Cornish went everywhere, not just the English-speaking world, but Mexico as well. So I've probably got Cornish Mexican relatives. It's possible, isn't it? Alright, I think that's the end of my video. I've eaten more than half. I'm going to eat some more. I hope you like this video. This is the first in a series of traditional British foods. I don't know how far I'm going to get. Some of them I'm not going to cook. Well, cook. Made from scratch. Obviously that's not made from scratch. Obviously it's from a shop. But I'm doing spotted dick and custard next. Just in case you don't know what spotted dick is, you'll have to wait until I show you the video. I know the name sounds a bit odd, but wait and see, and you will be pleasantly surprised, hopefully, if you don't know what one is. Alright, spotted dick and custard. Don't Google it now though. Wait until I do the video. Bye. Oh, have a nice day, and buy yourself a pasty if you can.